Afua, 2024, the hope was this was going to be a calm start to the year. If you look back 12 months, Spare had just been released and the royal family reeling from its revelations. And now we've been hit with this double whammy of news about the King and the Princess of Wales. And concern that actually that the royal family is looking pretty threadbare if you take Charles, Kate and William, who's supporting his wife, out of the equation.
Absolutely. You know, Charles III, or King Charles III, had these aspirations of having a slimmed down monarchy, and it's maybe looking like that isn't the best idea at the moment, because like you said, we're going to have 3 out of 4 of the most senior royals and 3 out of 4 of the most popular royals actually out of service over the next few weeks. Princess of Wales still recovering, King Charles III having his surgery for an enlarged prostate, and of course the Prince of Wales looking after wife and family. And that leaves Queen Camilla, who was out in manoeuvres. Yesterday she was in Aberdeen. We saw that she was talking with people saying that the King is doing well, he's looking forward to getting back to work. You're going to see Princess Anne, already the hardest working royal, step up to do even more. We can expect to see the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh out as well. But absolutely, the royal family definitely looking pretty thin on the ground at the moment.
And certainly the Queen, a real trooper there. She's obviously carrying on, keep calm, carry on, and obviously saying that the King is fine. Just in terms of that, councillors of state, they've increased the numbers of councillors of state, but we must stress that the King will not be indisposed. He will be able to carry out his royal duties.
Absolutely. He will still be able to do what's called his constitutional function during the time that he is having this treatment. So at no point can we expect Prince William to have to do that. But also, you know, he is kind of indisposed himself. So if you did, and it's a very big if, it probably won't happen, but if we had a situation where King Charles III wasn't able to do his constitutional function, and then Prince William wasn't able to do his constitutional function, the next person in line is Queen Camilla, and then after that you would have Prince Harry and Prince Andrew, then Prince Edward and Princess Anne, the Princess Royal. This is why in 2022 you had that motion to have those 2 additional councillors of state added, because you have Prince Harry, who doesn't even live in the United Kingdom, and Prince Andrew, less said about him, the better. And those 2 people are not the people that you want to have to step up with Queen Camilla to fill in that
it'd be extraordinary if Harry was then to step up and to be a councillor of state.
Well, provision made of that in the Councillors of State Act in 2022 that only working royals can step up. So that takes Harry, Andrew and Princess Beatrice, actually, out of the equation. So Robert Hardman's new book is out. There have been lots and lots of headlines throughout the week about the death of the Queen, about rows over Lilibet's name, about whether William will ditch the ties to the Church of England when his turn comes. What stands out for you, Afua?
There's a few things that stand out for me. First of all, how much we seem to be hearing from Queen Elizabeth II after her death, you know, and I think one of the things that we loved about the Queen is that we never really heard from her. She kind of kept that mystique, didn't she? And now we seem to be hearing words out of her mouth, you know. One quote apparently was, "I don't own the paintings, I don't own the palaces, all I have is my name." And I think it's a shame actually that we are hearing from her like that. I think she would want to have kept that air of, you know, an iceberg. We only see what's on the surface. The bits about Prince William I thought were quite interesting, about how he feels his role is to raise the next generation, to raise Prince George to be a well-rounded human being, to be a good king. I think that is something that's extremely important. And
seeing the importance of family playing itself out right now, aren't we, with William taking time off to be with the children as well as Kate.
And also what's happened, you know, with his brother, Prince Harry. You know, I think he wants to be able to keep those sibling bonds between his own children. It's also a bit that's quite interesting about what will happen with Prince Andrew. It's a section about the 2 decommissioned dukes, if you were referring to Prince Harry and Prince Andrew, and the King's feelings on what could happen there. And, you know, Palisades talking about if Prince Andrew is cast out in the cold, what he might feel to say about that in public. And also
learning lessons from another duke across the pond.
Exactly, and questions about Prince Andrew's mental health as well. So lots of revelations in there in Robert Hardman.
But just in terms of the way he wrote this book, I mean, it's clearly very pro-monarchy, isn't it? He got some very good access from the king himself. I agree with you. For me, it was the biggest revelation for me was the Queen was angry about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex calling their daughter Lilibet.
Yeah, and to me, that whole argument, you know, about was she contacted, was she not? Prince Harry said that there was a conversation that he had with her. You know,
well, he said it was with her blessing.
Yes. So was she actually angry about the name being used, or was she angry about the row that ensued afterwards, with her, the palace being dragged into it, lawyers being dragged into it, being told to say to the BBC this, that and the other? I wonder if that's where the anger stemmed from, rather than them actually using the name.
I also wonder, Afua, because there are a lot of people within the royal households and within the palaces who do have an agenda here and who are not fans of Harry and Meghan and who will have raised eyebrows at their use of this very, very personal name, Lilibet. And perhaps we're seeing those views filtering out because, you know, the Queen was very discreet, of course, but she's no longer with us.
Absolutely, and she cannot say that I did or did not say that. You know, Prince Harry wrote Spare, and he had his own opinions about palace staff that were well laid out in that book. And I almost think this is their opportunity to hit back, their opportunity to reply to some of the things that he said in his book. And I think that is reflected quite a lot in Robert Hardman's group. He's clearly got some brilliant access with some people in the royal household.
Yeah, one aide saying the angriest they've ever seen.
The
Indeed.
Yeah,
and is it a good read? Is it something we should all read?
Lots and lots of information in there, lots of things that we didn't know. The detail especially around the Queen's death, about those hours leading up to her death, you know, the last letter she wrote that were in the red boxes. There's some really, really excellent detail, some great interviews in there with people at the coronation, you know, Dr. Joe Biden, Princess Anne talking about her rather resplendent hat that she wore at the coronation. Clearly some
the hat that just happened to obscure the view of Prince Harry for television
quite by
cameras.
accident. Yeah, quite by accident.